the scoop, like the early look at, whatever's coming out, whatever you're excited for, and now you
Yeah,
get that at your house. So why go out and buy a magazine to look at the pictures when you can, get it for free online? Like
exactly.
the format doesn't make sense anymore. Like
And
it just doesn't work.
also demo discs. Demo discs have died a death thanks to online as well. I mean, you still get them, but you don't need them. Not like you did
No.
in like the PlayStation days. You
hmm
had to get a fucking demo disc if you wanted to try new stuff.
Well, demo
But
disc was awesome in the PlayStation days. Like,
oh, fuck it, I've still got one of my old demo discs. Great games on there. Like we're talking about a solid 2-3 hours of gameplay of all the games combined.
and see that ties into the whole, gotta see it first with Sir Magazine's head, and that's why they had the demos, because that was the, you got to play the game before anyone else did, because it was the only way to get the demo disc. That was the only way. There was no, online downloading servers on the console to get them. The only way to
Exactly,
get demo
Exactly.
discs was to get the hard copy, which were found in magazines. So that's
exactly.
it's just a dead. It's dead now. You don't. There's
It's
just no
gone.
use. It is. It really is.
Yep.
Yeah. I think news sites' ability to update stories makes them so much better. I mean, if a magazine like it goes gold, like it goes to print, and they've made like a news story, like as an example, like a fake example, like oh, Activision has said they're gonna rape children, and they printed that, but meanwhile Kotaku the very next day have found out that's a lie, and so they've updated their news story with it. The magazine can't do that; it's already gone to print. Anyone who reads the magazine instead of going online is going to be a month behind.
And like, see, like magazines, it's the same as gaming manuals. They used to be the shit. Like Nintendo Power was like the
Mm.
holy grail of magazines to gamers when you were little, and those suck now. Like I haven't read a Nintendo Power in years because why? Why do I
Because
read that
you
crap?
grew up.
Pretty much.
Maybe, yeah.
You are no longer 10 years old.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
magic was gone. You
Yeah.
became a bitter shell of a person.
Exactly. And now we make fun of Ubisoft for making video games. I
Yeah.
feel so good about myself.
I think one thing that's a definite shame with losing manuals is concept art. Because concept art nowadays is pretty much just a bonus. Like in special editions, you'll get concept art. But I
Yeah.
remember Half-Life 1. If either of you owned the box copy of Half-Life 1, and yes, people, video games used to come in cardboard boxes.
Boxes?
Yeah, boxes. I got a T-shirt of mine actually, but yeah, the whole
T-shirt.
the Half-Life manual, it had concept art out the arse. Like every single page had concept art in the background, on the side, and it was huge. It was awesome. Hell, there were some pages that were devoted to concept art. And there's also a letter in the front of the manual which is sent to Gordon Freeman, and you wouldn't know that. It's backstory that you wouldn't know unless you read the manual. And so I think it's a real shame that manuals are going downhill. They had this real immersive and creative factor to the game.
So to wrap up,
To
uh,
wrap up, do we think that the print industry is dying, and is it a good thing that fucking things are being turned online now? Having digital copies.
uh,
Personally, I'm not gonna miss the manuals, and I'm not gonna miss like I've been doing digital distribution downloads for a while now, and I never really found myself missing manuals besides from a nostalgia standpoint. If I do nostalgia, I can just look them up online.
yeah, my take on it is it was inevitable anyway. I mean, uh, it's something that, has been on the horizon for a while, and if it's going to get implemented now, then it's going to get implemented now. It's going to happen. This will probably just snowball into other publishers as well, but it was bound to happen. So, eh.
Pretty much. I mean, I can count the number of times on my hand in the past 2 years that I've read a game manual for a game I just bought. So I don't think it's going to be the end of the world that we're losing them. Like you said, it's a shame they're going, but it's not a necessity that they stay. So I think it's going to happen, but not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, Chance, and what's our other topic?
Well, to follow up the, inevitable extinction of gaming manuals, we can look at the introduction of the online Prima guide to Steam. The guides are fully integrated within Steam and can be navigated in a wiki-like interface. The guides are currently retailing for about 50% off to mark their launch, and are available for Battlefield Bad Company 2, which I don't know why you'd need a manual for, Dragon Age Origins, Left 4 Dead 2, really don't know why you need a Prima guide for. Just Cause 2, and finally Splinter Cell Conviction. So, what do we think about this?
I think it's incredibly retarded because we've had this for years and years. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's a Thief, Deadly Shadows, came out in 2004, 2003. And I found a walkthrough of that online with pictures, and it looks nice. So why would I pay for a fucking manual when some guy's got it on his website for free and it's exactly the same quality like Game FAQs? The
Yeah,
entire reason this won't work is because Game FAQs fucking
exists.
exist.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep.
I've been going Game FAQ since Game Boy games. So, I there's only one guide I bought in the last, like, I don't know, my life. And that was the Fallout 3 guide, just because I thought it was cool. But that was it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see why you'd ever buy a guide, especially because you can already open a web browser while playing Steam games. You can open the overlay, you can open a browser, you can type in yada yada walkthrough, and you will get a list of guides that are all super free.
Yeah,
So,
and
so Steam has already made this irrelevant with technology they had before they put this out.
yeah, and it gets even better when you realize, why would people pay to look at words and pictures, which they can get online for free anyway, when they can go on YouTube and get the same thing except better? Like, the only advantage that these printed guides have is that they usually have a map with little drawings and pictures. People on YouTube can show you exactly where it is
Yep.
by, pointing at it and doing it. So why would you overpay for a guide in this day and age?
So you could learn about a game while pooping.
Fucking, you say that. As a kid, I needed a lot of help with the Resident Evil games. I had all the Resident Evil guides, but you know what? I didn't even own like 3 of the games. I just had the guides for them because I used to love reading them. Like, they had awesome pictures in, and I
Oh
was
man,
like,
I would know just how to get past those dogs right now. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go keep pushing this rock with a stick in my backyard. Did you grow up during the Depression?
in my country, we only afford game guide. It is like game, but in still images.
No, excuse me. Going to go play in gutted car. Goodbye, mother.
I don't know. I used to have a friend I used to annoy all to hell whenever I played the Zelda games on the Super Nintendo and the NES. He was like, it was like a Nintendo hotline, except I'd just call him because he already beat it. That I didn't need guides. I had a friend
Yeah.
that already beat it. So
Well, yeah, there's
Oh,
that as
so
well.
friend.
Like, there are so many different ways you can find out how to play a game without paying for it. So
Yeah.
why ever would you?
I guess the only reason that, well, the only reason people usually look at walkthroughs in the first place is for one, if they're stuck, and two is if they're just like, an achievement whore, or a, complete anal retentive person who needs to find everything in the game,
Yeah.
and that's why you would use a walkthrough. But, like, I don't know, there's no purpose for buying one anymore. It's kind of like the manuals. It just doesn't make sense to buy them anymore.
It's
Yeah.
less convenient to buy one because you can just find it one at home.
I could
as opposed
find
to
a
going to
walkthrough
store.
faster than I could buy one on Steam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's about 2 button clicks and a little bit of typing. On Steam, it's about 5 button clicks, and then you have to do 8 more button clicks to pay them.
All right, so we're smarter than Ubisoft and we're smarter than Steam. We are geniuses.
I think we're smarter than Prima. Valve just probably don't give a shit. It's like Prima came from like, we want to do this and we can make a lot of money, and Steam's like, dude, whatever, just do it.
Whatever floats your boat.
Fine.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Maybe this will make them forget that we're like a year behind on episode 3.
I think everything makes them forget they're a year behind in episode 3. Hell, forgetting that they're on a year behind in episode 3 makes them forget they're a year behind in episode 3.
Can't wait for episode 3 to come out on Mac.
It's going to now. It's going to.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think we've covered this quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we've all said it in as many ways as possible how stupid this is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all we have time for. So thanks for listening, and if you liked what you heard here today, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, we guarantee the news, but we promise nothing on the quality.